Hey guys, welcome to the Business News Show. I'm Nikhil. Let's get straight into our stories for the day. The first story is, I feel, very good news for a lot of Indian developers, for a lot of Indian parents. 100 plus Chinese apps have been banned, including PUBG, VPN for TikTok, WeChat for business, I think. This was a long overdue. I really think that, Call of Duty, there's another game called Call of Duty, which is similar to PUBG. They're going to start jumping and they're going to start celebrating because PUBG had a huge market share in India. Like, India was actually PUBG's largest market in terms of number of users. There was an entire economy which was getting slowly created on online e-commerce. YouTube पे आपके पास streamers थे अलग अलग. You had game competitions related to PUBG. So PUBG is no longer you can't download it in India. I think some people who already have downloaded it can still play it, but it is banned. So let's see what impact this has on other gaming apps, on games like Fortnite and all that. But yeah, moving on to our next story. Facebook MD has was grilled for 2 hours related to a WSJ report on hate speech during the 2019 polls. Now, I'm not sure, if the committee is the right person to grill them, because if you think about it, like, I think the party which would most benefit from a hate speech would be uh, the ruling party, and I'm not sure if like this would be a serious grilling or this is just for some show. Let's see what comes out of this. Let's see what comes out of this grilling. Now, here's the thing, right? Facebook and the Indian government have had lot of, they've gone head to head so many times. So I'm not sure how something like this will have any sort of impact. Moving on to our next story. This was very, very interesting news. Accounts which have not yet been declared as NPAs, which are non-performing assets, should not be declared NPAs until further orders. I mean, this is some incredible news if you think about it. जो भी बड़ी बड़ी companies है जिन्होंने loan लिया था, who have not paid it back, they get a second life. Now, the sad part is taxpayers like you and me will end up paying for this. But I mean, this is a start, you could say, in terms of like a recovery of the Indian economy. So, now that they'll not be declared as NPAs, it'll be interesting to see what the RBI and Supreme Court end up doing. uh, the court says that it's trying to make sure that the borrowers are protected as well, because a lot of these current policies which you have around what do you call NPAs, and around liquidating companies and preventing companies from functioning, actually end up penalizing borrowers a lot. So I don't know how, like, this will be handled, how someone has got to pay for it. It'll either be the company, it'll be the lenders, or it'll end up being taxpayers like you and me. So this was a very surprising news, if you ask me. I'm surprised not more people are talking about this, because I mean, the hearing has been adjourned, and it'll of course be, we'll have another hearing on 10th September. What I'll do is, if you want, let me know. I'll attach the link of barandbench.com, which basically are lawyers who are covering this story. It'll be extremely, extremely interesting to see how they handle this. Now, I mean, yesterday, if you would have noticed, like, they allowed telecom companies to sort of slowly make their payments, their dues. So this may be some signs that, okay, the government and the courts are trying to make sure that the economy doesn't completely collapse. So let's see what happens. Moving on to my next story. Intel launches Tiger Lake CPUs with Z graphics for laptops, aims at higher than Ryzen 4000. So for those of you who don't know, Ryzen 4000 is by far, like, I'm not even joking, by far the best, uh, most efficient processor available right now. The 4900H and the 4800H Ryzen chips are above and beyond much better processors when compared to an Intel. And this is like happened maybe once in the history of processors where Intel doesn't have the best chip in the market, especially for laptops. So what basically what Intel, like they have had a lot of delays in their in their 10 nanometer 7 nanometer chipset, and AMD on the other hand has been executing consistently and doing better and better in terms of having better and better chipset and having more efficient chipsets. uh, Many people are telling that the Tiger Lake which they have launched is not necessarily that good. They're just making a hoopla around it, telling that it's extremely powerful. The thing is, power was never an issue with Intel. They actually had very powerful chips. It was always power efficiency, which is how long can they last in a laptop, how long can they last in a slightly portable device. And power per watt, right? This is the metric which AMD really killed it with 4800H and 4900H chips. And I don't know if Intel will be able to play catch up. Like, I'll be very honest, because the manufacturing of Intel is done by another company which is called TSMC, and they are already working on their 5 nanometer and 3 nanometer chipset. So I'm not sure कि ये जो इन्होंने launch किया है कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा इससे. So let's see what happens. Moving on to our last story of the day. This is our last story, and it is also our app recommendation of the day. It's called Zoho Wellness app, or Zoho Back to Work. Basically, what they are trying to do is to ensure that you can follow guidelines, compliances, etc., for checking if your employees are well, they are healthy, and don't end up affecting others. It's completely free, so I was very happy that they have kept this completely free. What this will allow you to do is essentially, right, track workplace setups, track your employees, just check what is the status of their health. Let me share my screen and quickly show you how this app looks. So this is the application. You can access it zoho.com/back to work. And over here, you have various different things, like from entry, managing self entries, to location management, where for every single location, you can check, if your employees are completely fine. You can check for approvals where, if someone is joining and they are sick, I mean, how can you manage and make sure that no one else gets sick? You have contact tracing as well inbuilt in this application. And finally, you can assess risk for locations and employees. So this is completely free, from visitor entry to employee entry to capacity management. And the best part, the absolute best part, is that this works completely on your phone, on cloud, and you don't have to download anything like that. You can just log in, access, and just get done with it. So I highly recommend this for all business owners, for all HRs who are watching this video. I think this is a very useful app by Zoho, a company which I truly, truly love. So let's see if more and more people use this. Just check this out, guys. Zoho.com/back to work. So that's all for today, guys. This was your show. Do make sure that you subscribe to Business Banao. See you guys tomorrow.